What's up, everyone? This is Silver Slayer, and welcome to your daily silver stacking video. Thank you for tuning in. I know that it's supposed to be daily videos, and I haven't posted for the last couple of days. But trust me, I'm not slacking. I've been recording stuff behind the scenes, and it will all make sense very soon, maybe even tonight. So just bear with me. We're gonna be posting more content than ever, and I'm really excited to share this stuff with you. But right now, we're going to focus on what's been happening. The last couple of days, silver has been rising. And a lot of people are going to play it, they're going to try to dole it down. You're going to see articles like this that silver markets exploded, outlook for gold and silver brighter than you think it is. And then you're going to see, articles like this coming out the same day, another challenging year ahead for precious metals. It really is just all up in the air, and especially in today's times, what the price should be doing isn't. So we really have to expect the worst, hope for the best. But like I said the other day when I was getting interviewed for my friend TJ, which I highly recommend you go check out that video, you know, we might as well just take advantage of these prices. Obviously, silver is a lot more valuable than $24.50. So if we know that, why wouldn't we be taking advantage of that? Especially as premiums keep growing, it's only going to be harder and harder to even break even with spot price, trying to keep up. So with that said, let's check out what the prices have been doing and where we think this is all going to lead. It's the start of a new year, but that doesn't mean that things are going to be slow. Right now we are at some critical points, and this could be the straw that broke the camel's back. We know that 2022, 2023, 2024, a lot of the demand coming into the industrial sector is going to start really kicking in, which is going to be extremely bullish for silver. But we still have the entire other side of things, the dollar index, interest rates, like my friend investing with TJ was talking about, right? He's a chartered financial analyst. He's the fundamentals, he's the numbers, but I'm more of the supply and demand. And the interesting thing, while we were interviewing each other, was that we're both having this debate about silver and all of the different reasons that silver has so much potential. He'll go on for 5 minutes talking about why silver is so bullish simply off of interest rates and all that. And I'm like, you know what? You didn't even talk about the silver shortage. Not once. You just went on for 5 minutes talking about what makes silver so profitable and has so much potential. You didn't even mention that there's a silver shortage. You're just going off of the dollar. You're just going off of, that whole side of things. So, I mean, there's nothing out there that makes as much sense as silver does. You can't debate that. But anyways, let's go into this article. Then we'll go into this other article talking about how there's an outlook for gold and silver that's brighter than you think it is. And a lot of people do play silver down and then end up kicking themselves in the butt. And that's why I say silver stackers always get the last laugh. So link to both of these articles will be in the description. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed. We're about to hit 53K. Hope you are in that under 53K club. So silver markets have rallied rather significantly during the trading session on Thursday, as we've ended up forming a third explosive day in a row. And this was posted on Thursday. So silver markets have broken rather significantly yet during the day on Thursday, as we've seen 3 days of explosive movement in a row. And at this point in time, we're well above the 200-day EMA, which it does suggest that we're going much higher. And that is going to be very interesting to see, because we know that the markets open back up on Monday. So do you think, I'm asking you, do you think Monday we're going to pick up, or has it lost momentum since we had this weekend? At this point in time, the $25 level comes into the picture, but it is also worth noting that the largest banks in the world are short of silver near that area, as the market has been so heavily manipulated over the last several years. And I'm glad that they did include the manipulation. I mean, it's 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 blatantly obvious. I mean, JP Morgan's gotten caught going back decades. Merrill Lynch, Dutch Bank, spoofing, which is, placing false buy orders on these exchanges, canceling the order. That's not a myth. That I mean, 3 of their employees got sent to prison last year. I mean, they're paying billion-dollar fines. So we know that this is happening, probably still to a much greater extent. I mean, we probably only scraped the surface. Only a few people got caught, but I'm sure it's much more sinister than we can even fathom. So yes, the market is being manipulated. But I actually asked this question to my friend TJ in that interview, and he made a good point. He said he does think it affects the markets, but only to smaller time intervals. It won't outlast the dollar index or something along those lines that really pushes silver up or down. So yes, it would affect the prices, but there's other things that have a greater pull. And that was a really good point he made. It's another reason why I highly recommend you go check out. I interviewed him and then he interviewed me. He has my interview on his channel. I highly recommend you go check it out and subscribe to him. He's almost at 10K. Great channel, by the way. So at this point in time, $25 level comes into the picture, but it also is worth noting that the largest banks in the world are short of silver near that area. And at this point in time, I would be very cautious about hanging on to this trade and would be more than willing to take at least some profits off the table. Now, it's interesting that people look at the markets this way. They look at it backwards. Even investing sites like FX Empire. When I don't know why, well, I do know why, that people need validation and confirmation, but it's funny how people need to see the price go up for them to start buying. Don't you think that's when you should sell? Now, this is a 3-day little rally, and this guy's already talking about taking some profits off the table. That doesn't make sense. In a month, in a year, in 5 years, we know silver's true value. So if it's up $1 or so, is that really the point or the plan? Knowing, as he says, that silver is there's a silver shortage and we're nowhere, it hasn't even started yet, where the dollar is headed and is obviously going, which is a complete reset. It's collapsing. Why would you sell at $24.50 or $25 level? It doesn't make sense. And it's funny though, because they'll say when the price is really low, they'll say stay out of the market, it's risky. But then when it's really high, they'll say buy it. It's supposed to be buy low, sell high, not buy high, hope it goes higher. That's not investing, that's gambling. If we turn around and break below the 200-day EMA, I think the bottom will probably fall at the point we will more than likely see, and that's letting silver plans yet again. After all, silver's failed to pick up its momentum for any significant amount of time, although this last move has been rather explosive. Now that everybody in the world seems to be excited about silver, this is generally the most dangerous time. However, if we were to break above that $26 level, it would be a huge buy and hold type situation. And regardless, it's buy and hold. If you're a true silver stacker, whether it's $11 in March of 2020, whether it's $30 in in 2021, in the beginning of the year, you're buying silver and holding it. Buy and hold. I know that silver is worth a lot more than $11, so I'm going to buy it. I know that silver is worth a lot more than $25, so I'm going to buy it. And I'm not going to sell it at anything even close to this ballpark, because I know its true value. So, knowing that, why would you even try to contemplate selling unless it's out of a panic-like situation. And articles like this is the exact reason people do sell. So, I want to check this article out because it is a good point how they said it's brighter than you think it is. That's referring to people assuming that silver isn't going to do much. And that also goes back to articles like this where people really downplay silver. Silver was the number one performing asset in 2020, and nobody talked about it. If it would have been gold or Tesla stocks, everyone would have. Right? People don't give silver the credit that it's due. So the recovery of the world's economy from the effects of this politically dictated lockdown or these lockdowns will most likely continue into 2022, and that's albeit at a slower pace. And we estimate the world GDP to grow by 4.2%, and that's down from an estimated 5.8% in 2021. Now, of course, a number of risk factors remain, such as the development of the virus, the geopolitical tensions, the U.S., China, as well as Russia, the Western world, global energy security, etc. However, it is no exaggeration to say that the monetary policy ranks among the most important uh, detriments of the current cycle. And this recovery in the economic activity worldwide has been fueled by an exponentially expansionary money policy. Central banks have pushed interest rates to zero, in some cases even below zero, and an increased quantity of credit card and money supply on a grand scale. The result is an enormous monetary overhang that drives up good prices. I mean, quantitative easing. We're throwing money out, so obviously they have to reprint more dollars, weakening the dollar. The dollar's lost 98% of its purchasing power. We're $28 trillion in debt. There's no getting out of this. The only alternative is precious metals. But given the debt burden of the global economy, especially in the advanced economies, we find it very unlikely that interest rates will rise sharply or return into positive territory in real, that is, inflation adjusted terms. So, what are they trying to get? Why are they saying all this? Well, let's look at this. This is a chart of precious metals prices, silver, the dollar to silver in the last 7 years. So you see gold, silver, and platinum. It's interesting that you see gold and silver look almost identical, but you see how silver is more dramatic, a little bit higher, a little bit lower, higher, lower. That's because silver is more volatile, and that's also because it's a much smaller market. Meaning, if gold's going to rise 10%, silver's rising 15%. That's also why they call silver the devil's metal, riskier version of gold, because when you're trying to play these numbers, yes, it's riskier. But at the end of the day, it's going to keep going up, and that you can't really call a safe haven investment risky. It's really contradicting. But anyways, I do want to get to the point, though. I'm not going to read all this in between the lines, but let's check out what they're trying to get to. So, against this backdrop, we see a very good chance that the price of gold will return to its long-term upward trend, especially as we consider the yellow metal to be undervalued at current prices. And they're talking about gold breaking above $2,000 again, the highest price gold has ever been throughout history. And that the price of gold will return to its up. They're not saying it might, they're saying it will. So, since silver follows gold, that should mean that silver has some type of exponential rally as well, right? Let's look at this. They're talking about taking gold prices potentially towards $2,100. The improvement in demand for silver in the industrial, electronic, and solar sector bodes well for a rise in silver prices this year, especially given the relatively tight supply side conditions. And especially in the view of gold rising, the price of silver has a good chance to rise. From our point of view, reaching $28. It's funny they say 28, even though they just mentioned something else on top of gold that benefits silver, which is the silver shortage, the insane amount of demand we're going to need, where there is no gold shortage. There is no crazy gold demand that's going to be needed. It's silver that's needing all this stuff. So it's funny they're talking about gold breaking through all-time highs again, but silver just above half of its all-time high. So the improvement in the world economy, especially the auto industry, should also push platinum up. That's really where platinum's going to benefit as well. So, I'm curious what you think about all this. I'm really curious what you think about all this. And here's a forecast. You could see what the estimates for the end of 2022. They're saying is $28. So let me know what you think. And they're saying 21 for the end for gold, and 1175 for platinum, and 2261 for palladium. So let me know what your estimates are. But yeah, like I said, silver prices are all over the place, but the last couple of days there has been a rally, and I just think take it how you want it. Me, I'm just gonna keep buying silver. As you saw, I did an unboxing video today, and I'll probably be doing a lot more soon. And I'm just gonna, I mean, why not? Why? I mean, yes, there is smarter times to buy, but when I understand silver's true value, whether I buy $25 or $23 or even 20, it's all the same thing in my opinion. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap this video up here. If you thought this video was 1, educational, 2, informational, 3, at least entertaining, make sure to hit the like button. Thanks for tuning in. This was Silver Slayer. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.